For a long time, Roasted Oaks have been making quality snacks and appliances. I'm about to run you through the history of the small Stickfield, Georgia factory's change in innovations and all the quality things that they manufacture. We will begin with the history and origin of the people. Here in this factory, every single one of the Roasted Oaks products has been made here for, well, since 1914. It's the best place to get ideas, and you can see we have plenty of inspiration, and the scenery is magnificente. The first thing that was made here was the Roasted Oaks coffee, but we'll get into that in a few minutes. In 1914, a man who went by the name of Cool Guy would smuggle in Roasted Oaks coffee beans and women that he stole from, well, unnamed places. He was quite the bandit, they said, an outlaw and a great gunslinger. But what people didn't know was that one of the things he was smuggling in, and no, I don't mean the women, I mean the Roasted Oaks coffee beans, is one of the greatest inventions of all time. The taste was magnificent. Of course, people were too conservative to even give it a taste. The only people that ever got to taste it were the outlaws and bandits. And they thought it was bad, so they would feed it to the criminals before they hung them. Those criminals got a nice piece of luxury before they were killed and finally hung to it. What a man. But one day, this fine man here, Andrew S. Goligic, decided, this stuff he's smuggling's ends pretty good. The girls make for great wives, and the coffee tastes great. So what he did was, he decided to unlegalize the coffee. Of course, back in this time, he didn't have much of a say, but boy, did he have a revolution. Of course, didn't last long because the coffee was poisonous and everyone who drank it died. But that's okay, because they perfected it. It was good coffee, and this man's a hero. This man here is kind of like Cool Guy. He would too smuggle in Roasted Oaks products. But he wouldn't do it like the coffee beans. He did that, but he also did light bulbs, and a lot of the products we know today that they had back in the 40s. He was a good man, but people always got him confused with being a criminal, saying how he sold all the stuff in the back alleyways. But he made a million. And one day he was a big successor in a well-named known Stickfield, Georgia, and he makes us a lot of products. He did. He died. But still, he was a great man. Don't let the guns fool you. He was always looking out for the little kids, making them candy. He was a real hero. 2 years after the death of Tony Leotti, cartels started to smuggle in things into warehouses. Boy, when you think about it now, it sounds so criminal, doesn't it? But these men were real smart guys. 1945 is the way of the future for Roasted Oak products. And the factory was opened. In the 60s, the government started getting really angry with Roasted Oaks and their wonderful products. So, in Stickfield, Georgia, a huge protest of all the hippies who just couldn't get enough coffee was started. Of course, we don't even know if they really were in it for the Roasted Oaks. We just knew that they were in it for the delicious coffee, because we said there'd be free coffee if they did it. They protested us when we ran out of coffee right away. But I do think that, well, we lost a couple of employees, so I guess it's kind of stupid. Okay, I'm not going to rant on about it. Our older employees, we are better now. As you can see from this picture here, the dog bite protection of the crotch area really helps, because this guy's getting his nuts bit off hard. Then came along the 80s, where the boys were just too cool to do anything. Just pure punkage. That's all it was. So we decided, why not make Roasted Oaks bomber jackets and leather jackets, maybe with some spikes and studs, for the younglings, and they really got a good hit out of it. They had raves and parties and mosh pits, the concerts. It was all so great. In fact, my son was one of those. He was 50 at the time. Oh, but he died in one of those mosh pits. Real shame. So I beat him. But he was dead, so it made no sense. The early 90s were a great time for Roasted Oaks, seeing how this small-time rapper on the streets of Stickfield, Georgia, wrote us a song, and here are the lyrics. Yo, 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 Roasted Oaks are great. I like to eat them when they're on my plate. Put them in a light bulb and I will use it. The light bulb is great because it penetrates light, homie G. I like it a lot. It's really cool. I think it's wonderful for the school. Speaking of school, what do you know? Roasted Oaks has toast. Hee hee. I never cared much for rap, but this song really did much for the business. So he'll always be remembered in our hearts. He died in one of the grocery stores, and he tried to stuff down another name brand beef jerky piece. So that's pretty funny. Karma, I suppose. Well, I guess what I'm saying is, Roasted Oaks has a huge fan base of over 200 people. And this has been happening since, well, forever. So please, go to the grocery store and pick yourself up some Roasted Oaks products. Because our employees are real top-notch, and they'll treat you nice. We handpick each of our employees to make sure that they make the best, and they work the hardest, and they have to have an edge that no one else has. They have to be like, I can do this, man, and then they'll do it, and they won't ask any questions, and, well, that's the way we hire our employees. They have to be able to cook a bit, just like some good old-fashioned southern cooking. So, like I said before, go buy some Roasted Oaks products and tell me what you think. Good day.